Hello, we are Microtech, and this is our stockholder report for our quarters 5 through 8. Um, just to reintroduce ourselves, we're made up of Mackenzie Lyons, myself, Benjamin Sousa, Bryce Carpenter, Dion Williams, and Frederick Barone. A lot that we learned from the first quarters that we were trying to anticipate and capitalizing on happening was expansion for our company. So reiterated throughout this whole presentation, you'll see different techniques that we used in order to uh, create a variety of products for our company to reach different consumers. So looking more deeper into our second year analytics, financially, our revenues nearly doubled from the first year in quarter 5. And then it increased to 2.5 million the following quarter. However, it decreased in quarters 7 and 8 and 9. And I think this might have been because we were spending too much on quality costs and product research and advertising. However, we did have a pretty stable beginning cash balance throughout the second year in general. Our beginning cash was lower, however, due to the increase in spending on product research, and we also did open up a new sales office in Moscow, so that took a little finance out. In terms of our market share, starting off in quarter 5, we controlled over 50% of the market. It was unbelievable how much of the market we actually took up. However, through quarters 6 through 8, our market share just seemed to fall each quarter. And then in quarter 9, we ended up having a market share of only 4%. And you can see on this graph, this was the most recent quarter where we stand right now. Some more analytics we have. Looking at our operational analytics, our profit started at negative 1.6 million in quarter 5. However, this last quarter, it was actually just below negative 670,000 in this last quarter. So it did drop quite a bit. It dropped almost $1 million. And that's important because with this operating profit, that's how we're going to make money. Our expenses mostly consisted in the increase of quality control, advertising, and most of all, research and development. Our team found that in the simulation, research is very expensive. Some of the things we were researching for, I believe it was Innovator, were easily over $1 million for the quarter, and that was definitely good for us in the long run with sales, and it will be in the future as well. But currently we had some setbacks with that. And then finally, looking at human resources for the second year, we did open a new sales office in Moscow, and with that, we had to hire new salespeople in order to run that office. And in all 3 of our sales offices, we have 5 representatives. And to increase variety, we have placed 1 salesman in support, 1 salesman in cost cutter, 1 salesman in workhorse, and then we have placed 2 in innovator because our number 1 priority seller, the MT workspace, is pretty much revolved around the characteristics that innovator consumers look for.
So with our marketing strategy, our company decided we wanted to not only sell to our 2 primary customer segments, which were innovator and workhorse, but we wanted to target all of them so that we could have a larger market share. So our computers were designed to provide a variety of individuals with a device that fits every need, whether it be in the office, out in the field, anywhere. So Microtech was created in order to provide a larger market segment with all of these devices that fit any possible need that they could find. We wanted to be very flexible in that sense. And our goal was to hold largest share of the market in each customer segment in line with our plan to provide computers for everyone. And as you can see from this table over here, our computers were doing pretty well when it came to profit per unit. Our primary unit being the MT workspace, which was meant for anyone in an office setting. A lot of our expenses came from advertising and ad designs, which set us back. Our sales channel was, we focused again on those customer segments in Innovator and Workhorse, but we placed 5 salespeople in each region where we opened our offices, which were Chicago, Shanghai, and Moscow. And we placed salespeople in every category in order to promote that we were trying to sell our devices to every customer segment. So we did have competition in all 3 cities. And as you can see from the table here, our sales were very high. So much so that we actually suffered stockouts with our MT Lite, which was meant for the traveler setting in the Workhorse. Having sales in all of these regions really helped us out towards the end of the quarter.
So for our human resource strategy, we opened up a new sales office in Moscow. We were doing this because we wanted to increase our potential reach in Europe. So when we did this, we hired 5 representative salesmen to sell our product in their own respected training. The trainings that this included was support, cost cutter, innovator, and workhorse. So where our strategy came in is we placed 2 salespeople that specialize in innovator because, as we stated before, the characteristics of the innovator was or the characteristics there were the same. So our priority seller, the MT workspace, revolves around the innovator characteristics. So this was our priority seller. So we decided that this was the most important to have 2 salespeople in this space. So we felt like that strategy was successful, and I think going forward we would continue to use that.
So moving on to our manufacturer strategy. It was similar to what we used in year 1. However, we did a lot more expanding this second year. We really found out that, you take more total market shares by diversifying your company. So we did decide to open up a new office in Moscow. This allows us to reach different kinds of consumers, with different needs and different wants, and it led to increased production. I mean, we're reaching more potential reach. We have to produce more units. So the ending inventory for the year was only 230. In our last presentation, I'll reiterate it now. Overproducing was not a problem that we wanted to have, just because it decreases in value, and it's just not the best financial look to produce more units than are necessarily required. And all our production costs were around $2,000. MT Workspace was the most expensive, but it also was our priority, and that was about $2,100. And the other 2 were right around $2,000. And for the end of year 2, our total allocated manufacturing overhead was just over $175,000. And that is an increase from the first year. So I feel like we have been pretty successful in year 2 for our manufacturing.
For our financial strategy, we really tried, as we mentioned in our last presentation, we didn't want to take any loans, but we end up taking out a loan in quarter 8, which we do plan on paying back through the sales of our laptops. As we mentioned before, we sought out the most efficient way to keep our products quality high while simultaneously keeping our spending at the bare minimum in order to maximize our profits. And as we mentioned before, our ads have been where we spent most of our money when it comes to our expenses because they constantly change, and we don't want to bore our audience with the same advertisement. So that's why we spend so much money on ads. For our business strategy, we currently own 4% of the current market share, and we plan on increasing the number by continuing to create more products that attract different consumer needs, as well as expand our sales initially by opening new sales offices and new locations. So we really do want to focus on expanding our business. And although this seems like a low number, in quarter four, we owned 52% of the market. And then in quarter five, we made up 18% of the total market shares, then continue to decrease over quarter 6, 7, 8, and 9. Our most successful over the last couple quarters came with Traveler when it came to market demand, and we currently own 6% of the market share.
So our goals, our main goal at Microtech is to continue to lead the industry with innovative products that are able to benefit our customer while supporting them with top level customer service. We feel like we're an innovative company that has innovative products that if our customer has a need that they're looking for, we feel that our products are able to solve those needs. Our company, on the financial side, our company will seek large gains in revenue coming from the products that we sell. And when we do this, we're looking to create a large profit margin. And all this will do is continue to help our company grow from a financial standpoint. We want to continue to produce products that benefit the customers and satisfy the needs that they have expressed. As I stated, we're an innovative company, so we feel like we have top level products that really benefit our customers. And our final goal is to remain as one of the premier brands within the technology space. So basically, we just want to know that when someone's thinking about purchasing a laptop, that we're one of the top companies that come to mind, and we really just want to dominate the technology space.
So our future plan, we plan on opening multiple sales offices and hiring more salespeople in other countries around the world that we aren't already in and making an impact in. We also plan on hiring more salespeople in the sales offices that we already have to hopefully increase our profits. We also want to make our production bigger and increase our brand so we can give more options of computers to our customer base and hopefully beat out our competitors. We also hope to be the most developed company in the industry and the most advanced in technology as well. Our future goal is to be very high in profits, have the best research and development in the industry, and the most capabilities so that our customers stay with us for a very long time. So what we learned from this is that it can be very difficult to have a business with only our own money and have no other investors, especially with everything being so expensive between advertising, production, and research and development. It all adds up to where investors can be a big help at times as long as you can pay them back. Another thing we learned is that it's probably best to have some type of, we learned that in a competitive market, we need to have ideas or products to keep developing at all times and to keep our products upgraded so that our customers don't leave us and go to our competitors.